This story is a couple days old, but I wanted to hold off on talking about this because there's a much bigger issue with this story. And the fact that this is big on X, but I have not seen this on any quote traditional news outlet yet. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. By the way, Strob, love the glasses.
Thanks.
Very on tune with the extreme intensity of this story here. As I don't know if y'all saw this, but there was a leaked audio that revealed Rebel Wilson, her PR team, plotted to smear a movie producer as a sex trafficker. Here, did y'all see this story the last few days?
Heard about it, yeah.
No.
About it.
Was she
Only from
involved,
X.
Or is it just her team?
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying she had nothing to do with this. It was just her team over here. So as you can actually listen to it, which is bizarre. Here we go. Take a look at this. In the recording obtained by the Hollywood Reporter, digital fixer Jed Wallace instructed top entertainment publicist Melissa Nathan to assert without evidence that the producer, Amanda Ghost, is a madam who involves procuring young women for wealthy and powerful men.
Oh, also talked about Rebel. Like, here's the deal with Rebel, and I think you, me, and Brian, and maybe Katie, since she'll write this thing. What we have to do is the biggest piece here is that we have to connect Amanda Ghost with Vlotnik. And I was just like, so basically what we need to do is we need to create a path where we expose Amanda Ghost as like the new Heidi Fleiss. Like she masquerades as the reason why she sucks so bad at music is because she's actually getting hookers for Vlotnik, right? And that's what she does. She's an absolute madam, and that's why she's so lethal, blah, blah, blah. But he's right. Like, we can't just do like, oh, she's a bitch, she sucks. It's like, it's got to be really, really heavy and connected to something that heavy. So we'll talk about that tomorrow too.
How disgusting is that? Phoenix, she's shaking
It's
your head.
horrible.
Nice
Yeah, it's disgusting, but not shocking.
Right.
Yeah.
How many?
I mean,
yeah, exactly. Who's shocked by this? Nobody.
Fuck all, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little shocked. Maybe I'm naive. What is going on?
Yeah. Well, I think this is the dangerous game of Hollywood, right? Because you have, and by the way, this is very much on point with content creators in the content creator space, because what you have is Rebel Wilson, who is paying these people to make sure that she looks good, right? They are a PR firm, public relations firm. So she pays them to make her look great. If there's an issue, they got to fix it, right? That's why she pays them the money. So their livelihood is directly impacted by how profitable Rebel Wilson is. And that's where all this happens right here. Look, I don't know if you guys know this, actually. For a small window of time, Screw Attack was actually represented by William Morris. It was actually William Morris Endeavor. And William Morris is like the #1 Hollywood agency really in the world. Phoenix, you're familiar with WME?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was pretty much, they were just kind of like snatching up content creators at this time that, it was, this thing's going to be a thing soon. We should probably get these people in bed with us. And they approached us about working together. But I'll tell you what, we only worked with them for a very small window of time. But I remember having conversations with this agent that represented us, and they didn't bring us anything. It was mainly just to get us under their umbrella, and it was kind of a tip of the cap type of thing. But I remember being like, this guy's a total fucking sleazeball. Like, and I felt like that way about everybody who worked at that company that we interacted with. And it just made me feel gross. And like I said, the reason why we didn't work with them long is because of that, right? I just didn't feel right working with these people. I have very limited experience in Hollywood as far as being out there. I mean, I lived there for a short amount of time, but as far as the day-to-day production of this stuff, but I would imagine that this is for every story like this, there's another 50 of them out there that are just like this, where they're trying to skewer somebody else to make their client look good. I don't know, Rev, any thoughts on this? Do you think this is abnormal in the Hollywood space?
No, I definitely don't think it's abnormal at all. But the thing that really does bother me about this is I'm looking at the chat and people are like, who's Rebel Wilson? Like, I've seen some movies she's in, but she's not like a George Clooney or some massive actor, right? Like, she's kind of like a C tier, D tier actress. And yet they're still doing all of this for her to protect her. Like, they'll go to these lengths to protect Rebel Wilson. Like, what do you think they're doing for these bigger actors and actresses in Hollywood?
Well, they're also going to be a little bit more sloppy and cutthroat too, which is probably why we found this leak. The bigger players are going to be a lot more careful, at least in my experience. But yeah, you see this everywhere. This is nothing new.
Rebel Wilson, she was in Pitch Perfect. She was known as
that's
Fat.
like where
Yeah.
she's
I think in Bridesmaids too.
Yep.
Yeah. And she's
She always played the fat character, and then she lost a bunch of weight, so now it's like.
Did you know she's a lesbian now?
thing.
She got married to a woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I found that out the other day. I was like, wait, really?
Interesting. Well, the response to this is there's a lot here, right? And it makes you question a lot of things. Heels versus Babyface Az came in and says, so we're now absolutely confirmed that Me Too was about just taking men down as a power grab. F this filth industry right here. When you see something like this, it makes you question every single one of those allegations from a decade ago or whatever that you saw, that people's lives were ruined because of this right here, the Me Too thing. And they were just allegations. And, not everybody was Johnny Depp and fought it, right? But it makes you, like, when you see something like this, something that gets leaked, it calls into question every single one of that, which you have to look at all this so skeptically. It's crazy. Gary from Nerdrotic obviously came in and said, wait, you're telling me actors use PR firms to smear people? Next time you'll tell me studios like Lucasfilm, for example, use PR firms to smear people. Well, don't be crazy, right? And we've seen that literally about Gary, where they go out and they try to smear a YouTuber of all things for whatever reason. Have you guys had any? It always comes back to like the hate campaigns, right? Everybody here has been a target at some point. I mean,
Yeah.
right. But do you think they've ever had PR agencies behind it, or do you think it's just unhinged people for you guys?
I'm certainly not big enough for that, so I can't. Maybe everyone
I think
else.
it's just unhinged people for us.
Yeah,
It's not coordinated enough.
Yeah, no, I think it's like unhinged people, especially like VTubers that have their little groups and they have group chats and they'll make their blacklists or whatever and they'll send and say these are bad VTubers.
It's literally
Be
high school
aware.
2.0.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not, I mean, not to be rude, but they're not successful enough to have like whole PR teams doing this stuff.
I hear that. I want to continue with the story, but I do want to highlight that one super chat that just came in just a minute ago. As I don't know if you guys saw, but Blabs actually does look like Steve from Blue's Clues today.
Hello.
She does. I thought about that.
Next time you think about it, make sure you say it, Strob. All right. Thanks. Hey, Steve.
It's cute though.
Can you see where's Blue at?
Put your hands up like, I don't know. Like, where?
I don't know. I've never watched Blue's Clues. I'm lost.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We'll
We'll have to
continue
get you
here.
educated.
Verbal Riot chimed in on this, and he said, "Look, this type of stuff happens way more than you realize. Not just in Hollywood. This has become more of a thing recently after Harvey was taken down, and also why I don't quote believe all women, right? And I think once again it calls into question all these allegations, and it's." I feel like it's justified. What's the old saying? One bad apple ruins it for the bunch, right? You see this, especially with it being so public. I don't understand how anybody can be like, well, maybe there's a Rebel Wilson situation where there's a PR agency behind this. Like it calls into credibility of literally every single accusation because of Rebel Wilson, and her specifically PR agency. So you wonder if she's fired them since this came out. right? Like you gotta.
That's a good question.
You think she'd immediately just come out and be like,
Yeah,
they're up.
you'd think she would like immediately fire them and be like, I have nothing to do with this. Like, because I feel like if she doesn't fire them, it makes her look worse.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Out of curiosity, when was that article published?
Well, Blabs, I already closed the tab, so how would I
Oh.
even know? No, the article posted over on X 2 days ago, I believe. It was on March 13th. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 days ago, March 13th, 2026.
Okay, because I'm trying to see. I'm looking at her Instagram. Besides the fact that she's got limited comments, which I think is always funny as hell. Here, I'll pull it up for you guys. This apparently is the last time she's posted, just in case she would say anything, right? So this is 6 days ago, limited comments. I think that is from like, oh no, here we go. 1 day ago, comments limited, so no one can comment on her shit right now. Now I don't know if she's ever had it limited the entire time she's been on Instagram or just recently because of all this shit. Kind of curious.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's one bigger question here, and I think that Drinker actually nails it here. He says, "Oops." Then they should all be probably prosecuted and imprisoned, right? When it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, right.
Right. And I think we all know the answer to that, right? Yeah, you're 100% right, Rev. There's so much. I'll tell you what, and we're going to get into the Nick Shirley thing here in a little bit as well, but we're seeing all these people being exposed right now, right? And I think that's great. What's the next step of that? Accountability. And I feel like we're not seeing anybody being held accountable for any of this stuff, whether it's, Rebel Wilson's PR team, whether it's the fraud in Minnesota or California, whether it's the Epstein list or any of that stuff. Like there's no accountability at all in our culture. And I hate to say it, I think it's a product of an entire generation of people who have never been held accountable before. And I kind of just like yawn at these stories. It's like, man, that sucks. Tell me when somebody's held accountable, and then I'll care, and I guess that's the only thing you can say when it comes to this stuff. It's like, wow, that's shocking. Do something about it. The person that they're trying to smear should sue them immediately. That we have this coordinated campaign out ready to go for this. So do y'all think, I don't know, Rev, do you think that we'll ever see a day where any of these people are held accountable for anything, or is this just water under the bridge for a lot of folks?
I just, it's pretty depressing. I'm not going to lie, like seeing all the things happening and the massive fraud being exposed and so little action. I feel like this is the golden opportunity if you're going to take advantage of a situation to make examples out of people and start making them fear accountability. You couldn't have had it any easier than in the last couple of months, even year or so. And whether it's the administration or just like law enforcement or the prosecution in these areas, they're just not doing anything. And they claim they're doing stuff like, you don't know, we're doing all this stuff that's not making national news. Well, I don't know, like it is so obvious that there's an accountability issue when these people, like we'll see with the Nick Shirley stuff. I'm sure you're going to talk about it next, but like the amount of just blatant fraud in your face. I mean, you got like these places that are the projects with dozens of hospice care locations in a project with people parking their Mercedes and their Jaguars and fancy cars outside of it, collecting money from the government. It's insane. They're just doing it right in your face because they know nothing's going to happen.